Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to our channel and thanks for logging on. Today we're discussing the Breitling Chronomatic. This 2006 model year tribute to Breitling's late 60s, early 70s heritage can be seen and purchased on our website. Subscribe to our YouTube channel if you enjoy these videos. And please click on the card in the upper right hand corner of the screen at any time for a full sales listing for this watch, with accessories included in the sale, high-resolution images for your desktop, naturally complete pricing details for this Breitling Chronomatic. Now, the watch on my wrist is an homage to a timepiece that first rolled down the ways out of Le Chaux de Fonds in the old Breitling company in late 1968. Now, part of the Hamilton Heuer Buren consortium developing what was then known as the Caliber 11, the first automatic chronograph caliber to make it into production. This watch was the fruit of Breitling's participation in that effort, with the winding crown on the 9 o'clock side and the chronograph pushers at 3. The watch is quirky. It was then, it is now, but it has reams of period character and contemporary size, fit, and finish. Now, the watch on my 16-centimeter wrist is easy to fit, despite 44mm width, not including the crown. The watch is remarkably compact from lug to lug. Very few 44mm round watches are as short as 47mm lug to lug, but this one is, meaning I think you could wear this watch, in my estimation and my somewhat experienced opinion, on a wrist as small as 14.5 centimeters in circumference. Now, 14.5 centimeters in circumference is a rather petite wrist. Normally, I wouldn't recommend anything much larger than a 41. Now, 44 is a big dimension. Short lug to lug, it's also thin top to bottom. 13.5 millimeters, this is an easy watch to wear, even with a dress cuff or a tight sleeve. Despite the crown, which rides quite low, you can easily get a tight cuff up and over this watch. The calfskin strap is pure aviator's timepiece, sheer cut sides, thickly bolstered, contrasting stitch, calfskin blackened on top, with an ecru natural coloration on the bottom. It features a simple and elegant polished pin buckle for quick on-the-fly adjustments. The case features a profile that is vintage-inspired and yet comfortable, solid. It feels, looks, and is effectively a modern Breitling watch built in the image of a vintage watch, right down to the fascinating extended triangle of the shock of red at center. That gorgeous chronograph seconds hand that dominates the dial visually, giving way to applied indices on a blackened base, a matte black base that nicely provides a contrast without the glare to match. All of it sitting within a unique differentially geared circular slide rule bezel. Now, this is not the system that you see on the Navtimer. There's actually a differential that leads to the internal bezel moving faster than the external, and that's what this little port on the flank is. It's actually the cover for the differential. It's not a helium escape valve. The circular slide rule is a calculator. For multiplication and division, you have to keep the units in mind. Are you talking single, tens, hundreds, thousands? Only you know for sure, but the bezel will show you in fractions of a second once you learn how to use it. You can see that it is a little bit of a backwards chronograph layout. Nevertheless, it's a ETA 2892A2 base in chronometer grade specification, automatic winding with a 42-hour power reserve with a Dubois-Dupraz chronograph module. On top of that, all of it rotated 180 degrees. Now you can see the chronograph pushers are still where you would expect them. Start, stop, and reset, present and correct as expected. Hacking seconds to stop the balance and halt such that you can synchronize to a reference time. There's also a quick set for the date. The watch is definitely not a diver, as you may have noticed, only water resistant to 30 meters, but this handsome and evocative watch is built solid. It inspires confidence on the wrist, even as it harks back to a bygone era of pioneering timepieces from the company then of Chaux de Fonds, today of Grench in Switzerland. See this handsome 2006 model year Breitling Chronomatic vintage tribute and own it on our website.